Je suis chanceux. Prends ça, Rénal.
Ouais. Non,
Ouais,
c'est pas sécuritaire comme...
Je suis un peu d'accord avec toi. Partout qu'il y a de la pauvreté, c'est comme ça. Hein? Si tu demeures dans des endroits bien cotés, là, où que le monde a un petit peu plus de sous, ben là, tu es peut-être plus en sécurité, mais va-t'en pas... c'est un peu comme quand on prend la référence quand aller à New York, quand tu vas dans le Bronx, puis tu vas dans Manhattan, puis tu vas dans les autres endroits dans ce coin-là. Là. T'as des chances de te faire voler tes bobettes, puis pas à peu près, hein? C'est comme Central Park, c'est bien beau, mais on va pas là le soir parce que même s'il y a de la surveillance politique.
Ah. How's it going? We're still alive. K1GMM. Steve in the ditch with chameleon eyes. I am toast, man. The hack in the shack. Oh my gosh. Not much sleep last night. Just couldn't sleep. One of those nights. Hope everybody's doing well. And we're going to go ahead and light this up. This is going to be short and sweet because I really don't have... I'll take some questions if you have any. I don't think I'll be able to... World Amateur Radio Day from Southwest Germany. What is going on, DK5, man? How you doing? And I'll try and answer. I can't answer too many questions because I really don't know that much about this stuff. You know everything you need to know already. So before we move on to the nitty gritty stuff. External sound card. So if I jump over to, let's see here. Let's go over to radio. So that's the sound card I'm using, the 192.4. It's the M Audio Air 192.4. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Len. I know, dude. I'm freaking toast, man. I can't even see. I'm not, I don't care how I look. I really don't. You'll see me in a bathrobe at some point, and that's going to be a moving, touching, horrible story. So, hope you're doing well, Mike. Paul, hey. How you doing? Yeah, so it's the M Audio Air. I may be jumping to a Mackie. I'm a big Mackie fan. I remember years ago running Mackie equipment, and it was always awesome stuff. I don't know. I'm assuming their cards are good. I know their preamps and their audio is very good. It's very affordable stuff too. It's nice. It's about the same cost, I think, as an M Audio Air. I think it's better, to be honest with you. This card's quirky sometimes. Sometimes they'll just have a brain fart. Typical computer crap, You got to reach back and you got to rip the plug out and let it sit for a few seconds, plug it back in, and boom, everything's fine. And oh yeah. I mean, the monitors are freaking painful. I don't know what happened. I have no idea how this started to work. But what you were just watching at the beginning was, and listening to, were I was trying to learn French and it was unsuccessful. So it's the guys up in Montreal. They're up over the border and they come bombing in here at this time. Wicked. And so, and they run like 5K wide, so I like listening to them when I'm playing with the front ends and stuff like that. Yoki, how you doing, man? Brightness. So, but I'm sounding well. Thank you. See, too kind. Anyways, lit the Anan up today, and I was fishing around in the settings in the setup area for the in the appearance settings, and I had downloaded some skins. And you'll notice I normally use World Time. I think it's called the World Time skin. I kind of like that skin. Well, I always wanted to get this particular skin running. I don't know what happened, but I clicked on it. It's still in the folder. I never deleted it. I could never get it to work. This thing lit up, and I am as happy as a pig wallowing in its own crap on a hot summer day. You know how pigs are. They're filthy animals. I'm a filthy animal. I am thrilled to death. So check this out. This is called the superhero skin. Dun da da! Call me Flash Gordon. This, bogeys, is the superhero skin. And kick this on quick so you can see. There you go. Shut the AGC down. And that is superhero, baby. Come on. So, who these superheroes are, I have no idea. I don't know. There's Flash right there. Is that Flash Gordon? Yeah, Flash, man. And Superman. And Bat. Who's this? Is that Wonder Woman? Yeah, it's Wonder Woman with a lasso, right? And I don't know who that guy is. Who knows? So there's Batman right there. So, yep. The superhero skin for the Anan. If you have the Anan, go to W1AEX. He has skins that you can grab. Pretty flippin' cool, ain't it? Anyways, I'm just so excited about that. I can't even stand it. I'm beside myself. Mic to both channels on the track of the M audio to the M audio to the computer. Hey, Michael, how you doing? It is a clustered mess. So, okay, if you're going to ask questions, Aquaman, there you go. If you're gonna hit me with some questions, I will try and answer them. And it's okay if you want to ask me questions. I'm totally cool with that. So, let me jump over here. So the M audio card, it's a flippin' nightmare. Okay, because OBS does not particularly like to share the audio card with anything else. And my rigs, two of the rigs run on that particular card, the M audio card, right? So the minute you light up OBS, it gets pissed and it doesn't want to use it. So what I do is, if you look right here, right back here, well, you can't really see it. There's a 1/4-inch stereo splitter jacked in here. My speakers are fed from the card. I use a set of reference monitors with a Polk audio subwoofer. And they're not running right now, obviously, because it would be feedback and looping like holy hell in a handbasket. But out of one side, I split it, and I bring a line into the computer, and all the audio from the rack and everything is piped to a line into the computer, and I set OBS to listen to that line in. And so everything that goes through this card is piped to the stream. And I can control the kind of the cool thing about this card, I gotta say, it's got a knob here that's basically a mixer. It mixes between USB and direct. So I have my audio's coming in direct into the card. That's coming into channel 1, right? And I have audio coming from the rig simultaneously. So I'll show you. You can picture this. So there's audio coming in from the rig, right? And so I can try not to blow your eardrums out here. Sorry about that.
C'est chaud puis humide. Il sort son mouchoir puis s'éponge le front. En oubliant que la grenouille était dedans.
Let me shut this down a little bit more so you can hear me talk. Okay, so I can take this one knob and I can either go more towards the Anan So here we go.
Ah, il s'en est sorti. J'imagine qu'à l'hôpital, il
And you're going to hear my audio
Là,
disappear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Poison.
6, 7.
Oh, il paraît que ça en est sorti, là. Je l'ai pas
Oh,
vu,
I can
là.
go back the other way, and I can go more direct. So this is my audio going more direct, and I don't want to crank it all the way over because it'll clip. So this is my mixer knob. This is my headphone control, which gives me the mix in the headphones. All right? Hopefully that explains it. Actually, pretty simple, man. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's not. I tried to get Voice Meter Banana to run, because technically that's the way you can do it. Mute this. Well, just shut it down. So I tried to get Voice Meter Banana to run. I can't get it to run, man. I spent like 5 hours jerking my own chain trying to freaking get that run. I couldn't get it running. I gave up. And I decided to just go analog. I don't like cables. I don't like doing anything through cables, especially with these SDRs and stuff. All my stuff runs on direct to the sound card, you know. So anyways, moving on. I don't think there's anything else. So what I'm going to do now is I got to present now. There's enough people in the chat. So here we go. We have to do our customary. We have to do our customary quiz, right? And this has absolutely nothing to do with ham radio. So I'm going to get that up on my screen. Now, no cheating, you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste a set of lyrics. Parts of a song, lyrics from a song, and you guys have to guess the name of the song and the artist that did it. And this is an easy one. I wouldn't be surprised to see someone jump on this literally in like under 5 seconds. It's one of my all-time favorite tunes. And the drummer from this band, I will give you a hint. He died at a very early age, and he was a pioneer. Phenomenal drummer. One of my all-time favorites. And one of the songs that this band does was a trademark song of his. And if you could play that tune, which I can't, you were somebody. So here we go. I'm going to paste this into the chat, and the first one that guesses the name of the song and the artist gets to wear the crown for the stream. And the rest of you get nothing. All right? So here's a snippet. I'm going to paste it in. All right, let me grab this. And you guys take your time. Here we go. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Clock's ticking. Come on, guys. Clock's ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Come on. You guys have to jump on that. That was like one of the most played, brutally pounded on songs over the air from the 80s. We'll see. Anyways, I can close that window. So what are we doing and what are we here for? This is just kind of something interesting. Okay, you're half right, Glenn. Don't forget the name of the song. Don't forget the name of the song. Don't put the name of the. It's got to be the name of the song and the band, so you still get nothing. So it's still open. You haven't won yet, buddy. And you better not cheat. Don't look it up online, dadgummit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Sorry, dude. Partial answers don't count. There you go, Michael. Okay, buddy. You're the crowning achievement right there. You got it. Africa by Toto. Yoki. Okay. You're the. Okay, you're the conspirator. So there you go. All right, you guys. So good job on that. Anyways, moving on to more ham radio oriented stuff. So I was thinking today. I thought, I got 3 rigs sitting here. Well, yeah, 3 rigs, 3 front ends, and I had this noise pop up on the freaking band again today. It comes and goes. Yeah, you did, Glenn. You guys are all working together. I know it. And I was like, but I wonder which one is better. Now I'm talking just raw. Same antenna, same frequency, same band, same time frame. Now I will tell you, there was some sharp QSB towards the end of this, and I recorded the third clip is of the RSP Duo. That the QSB almost wiped it out at that point, but the noise didn't go away. So there was some QSB, and we all know if we've been on HF in the past 24 hours, it's been a little ugly. 80, I've been listening to guys all day complain about how ugly 80 has been, even during the day, which is D layers at maximum absorption, and it is still ugly today. So I figured I'd do a comparison of the all 3 front ends. We're talking the Sun SDR2DX is going to be first on deck, then the Anan 200D. Now keep in mind the Anan is an older rig. It's it's got to be 6 years old now or something like that. It's the Orion board in that. But like I've said before, I had an old TS430S that heard everything that my 7300 does. So take that for what it's worth. Is it like a new Anan 7000? Probably not. It's probably, I would imagine, it's a better front end. So just kind of keep that in mind. I was just doing this as a point of interest, and I'm not going to get in a pissing match with anybody about what's better. I was just going to present this to you because I found it really fascinating, and I have some comments at the end that I'll make a comment on. Just some things I'll comment on. Just from a purely rational perspective. Face value. There's nothing scientific here. I'm not going into Sherwood reports or all this other crap. This is real life, just one front end to another. Now, keep in mind, there was probably approximately maybe 30 seconds between clips that I did. I broke them up into clips because I didn't want to show like ripping coax out of one rig and putting it into another. So, but it all took place within 30-second time frames of each other, the gap. All right. So that being said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Sun SDR2DX. Now I had noise come up on the band, and it produced a series of humps across the band. And if you listen closely, you can hear what sounds like bacon sizzling. And it happens. It's been fine for a few days, and all of a sudden it's back. And I saw it happen this morning. Somebody flipped the switch somewhere. It's not in this house. And all of a sudden it was back again. And it's been there all day. It's still there right now. So this is just raw front end of each transceiver. One's a receiver only, the RSP Duo. The other 2 are transceivers. All right, so here we go. This is the Sun SDR2DX. So let me get over to that. And you guys put on a pair of headphones or whatever. And so I'll try and concentrate on what's going on. So let me roll this. Here we go.
Yeah, Whiskey Fox 1 uniform. Mike, get back to you. Does this sound better?
Yeah, it is better. I mean, the band, again, I'm going to blame the band. The band is working against us, but I can hear you now.
Very strong, Frank. Hey, guys, double there. Go, K1ICQ, I heard the other station. Come on back.
Yeah, sorry about that, Frank. Yeah, you're very strong. Now, what's this you're using right now?
I'm on the same antenna. I just threw my amplifier on. I got about 500 watts going out.
Okay, this is what I want you guys to watch for. Look at the pan adapter right here. See all these bumps of noise? Okay? And you can hear that in the background. Let me kick it back on. Listen closely. This is the noise you're listening for. And take a look at the pan adapter. This is the sun. Okay, see the noise popping up across the band, those little humps? So here we go. I'm going to listen one more time, and then we're moving on to the Anan.
Real good. Okay, so it's a full wave 160 loop. That's nice.
560 feet.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll tell you, that's going to...
Hey, folks. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's the sun. Let me jump to... let me jump to the Anan. Here we go with the Anan. Okay. This is the Anan. All right. This is the Anan 200D. All right. Notice, see the humps across the pan adapter? See these right here? I'm going to go ahead and kick it into receive, and you can give it a listen.
All righty. Take care, Frank. Into the all right.
Yeah, Frank, good hearing you. And good luck. It sounds pretty damn good to me, especially at this time of day. So it'll sound great for you tonight, especially on 160, of course. All right, 73, Frank, good hearing you as always. K1ICQ.
Yeah, Mike, let me get his call sign again. I want to write it down.
Yeah, boy, Frank, what is your call? I know it's FU or something, but I'm not sure how it goes.
Okay, it's Whiskey Foxtrot, number 1 uniform. I'll say again, WF1U, over.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Into the all right.
Yeah, very good there. Hey, check out my shack on QRZ. I got a lot of old stuff down here, too. I'm on a, by the way, this is an FT101D Yaesu.
Very nice, very nice. What's the QTH?
Johnston, Rhode Island.
Okay, thank you.
Very good there. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Frank, I'm going to check.
Okay. All righty. That's the Anan. And yes, I did crack that open a little bit more than the sun. And you can hear that in the background, that buzzing sound. It's like bacon sizzling, right? And you can see the pan adapter. It's a freaking wreck. You know, it's a mess. Those are all noise. That's all noise. Just spikes of noise, right? So, okay. Here is the RSP Duo. Same antenna, same time frame, 30 seconds apart, same frequency. But the QSB really crushed it. In the time it took me to get this connected, in the 7300, it's actually plugged into the 7300, the IF out. So it was coming from the 7300. The 7300, you're not hearing the 7300 or seeing it. This is all just the RSP Duo. All right, just to verify that. Here we go. All righty, moving on to the SDR2DX along with the RSP Duo. Now, take a look at the pan adapter. Notice? Much less noise. Little tiny hump trying to show us rear its ugly head right here. Maybe a little bit right here. Not much. I'll kick the audio in. You can give it a listen.
Okay. Yeah, Larry, we wasn't sure if you left or not.
I'm walking around doing this and that, but I heard you.
Roger on that. Okay. Yeah, very good on the website. We were just looking up Frank's shack here, WF1U. Pretty nice.
What are you running for a microphone on that radio right now, Mike?
Yeah, well, that's this mic I've had forever. It's got to be at least 15, 20 years old. It's a, and I can never remember the name of it. It's one of those old mics. It's a studio mic. The hell, I can't remember the name. I should know this by heart, right? I don't know. You got to have to name some famous names. Not Heil. RE27. That's what it is. An RE27. I forget who makes it.
Yeah, wonderful microphone.
Yeah, this says D, and it has these little adjustments on it, these dip switches, which I don't think you really can notice unless you're in the studio. So I just leave them set at all the switches up. I don't know what it does. It enhances the bass and treble at times, I guess, but you're not going to hear it on the radio. It's more like studio stuff, you know.
All right. So not going to nitpick this. Yep. So what I want you guys to mostly pay attention to, all right, take out of the equation the quality of receive, all right? There is no comparison to the quality of the audio between the RSP Duo and the Anan or the Sun. You'll notice that the Sun is a little sharper sounding. The Anan has kind of a warmer tone to it on receive. I don't know what's causing that. No, that was strictly the 7300 grabs the IF via RX 7300 at the tap point on the RF deck. So basically the RF is flowing. There's a little bit of loss from what I understand in the RX 7300 adapter connection, but it's not much. It's minimal. And the reason why I had the Duo cracked open so far is so you could hear, to see if you could hear the bacon sizzling. There isn't any. It's gone. It's not there. Freaking crazy. All right. It absolutely floored me. So, you know, getting back to my comments about the receive, take the receive quality out of it. If you were to ask me which one that I prefer listening to, I really can't answer that. I can tell you the Sun is a better front end based on first impressions. Like I said, this isn't scientific. This is just listening. It's just listening. And right when I lit it up, I was like, holy crap, that's a killer front end on that thing. And it's quiet. As you can see, it's quieter than the Anan. Still had noise in there. If I cracked that open, oh yeah, you'd hear the bacon really sizzling. Now, the RSP Duo was cracked quite a ways open. You could hear the static in the background. There was no bacon there. There was no noise reduction. That was just the front end of that freaking dongle. It was freak, you know. So my point is, right? What's the point of this? There's not really a point. I just wanted to show you guys the difference between the rigs. And I know people are going to get all neurotic and freak out thinking that I'm attacking a particular rig. You know me, man. I don't drink anybody's Kool-Aid. I don't give a flying crap who makes it. I don't care what it looks like, as long as it does what I want it to do. Personally, that's me personally. So you can say whatever you want. I just showed you. So you know, I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of hate mail. I don't really care. I'll just ignore it. You can't fix stupid. That's why I figured I'd just throw it up there and show people what the difference is between all of them. I think most of us would agree, if you go back through after the video renders and you listen to it, you go, yeah, I even though, yeah, the noise is present on the Anan and the Sun, it's definitely a better front end. Well, it better be. They're freaking over $2,000 rigs. What's an RSP Duo? $270? But that's my point. And I've been saying this for a long freaking time. And this proves my point. What are you really paying for when you buy one of these rigs? I'm not criticizing them. I love them. I'll tell you, I'm not selling the Anan. I'm not going to sell it because that's got diversity. That is one of the biggest. There's some big things that jump out at me. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. Between the Anan and the Expert. Huge things. One, you guys are going to love this crap. The Sun by the Expert by default, when the radio is not powered up, there must be something inside of that rig, and you could hear it when you turn it on, a relay clicks. So when it's not powered on, it is shunt to the entire deck. All of the components inside, all of the connectors and everything are shunt to ground. What happens if you connect? I have 3 transceivers sitting here. None of them behave like that. I was like, what in the hell is going on with this thing? I was like, well, I want to share a PTT foot switch, right? I share a PTT. I share the same switch between the Anan and the 7300. Well, no, you can't do that. You can't do that with the Expert, because by default, and I guess it's for some kind of, you can rationalize it however you want. I've never seen this on any other transceiver, but when you power that down, it shunts to ground. So if you have that foot switch connected to that sun and it's powered down and you're using another rig, the minute you go to light it up, it kicks the rig into transmit because it completes the circuit. It shunts to ground. So what I had to do was I had to pull out another foot switch, screw 2 foot switches to the freaking plywood, and feed them completely independent. Problem solved. Big deal? No, not really, but annoying? Hell yeah. I was like, what is going on? I lit up the power supply and the ARB 704 kicked on. I'm like, looked at the radio, it was off. So yeah, that's one thing, which really isn't a big deal. The Anan, I have to tell you, first impression, the Anan I had running in under 30 seconds. It took me over 3 hours to get the sun running. They are not the same animals. I thought the Anan was complicated. It is not. The Anan is a walk in the park compared to the sun. The sun is a better front end. So, you know, I figured I just, and you can kind of listen to them, and it's kind of you'd have to go back and forth between the sun and the Anan and listen and decide, okay, what do I really want it to sound like? Everything was flat. There was no EQ running or nothing. That was just the raw feed from the antenna, RF coming in through the antenna, being interpreted by the 2 rigs and spit out. That's all it was. There was nothing, no fancy tricks going on or nothing. So, to alter it or anything. The only thing that was different was like the AGC settings, because I couldn't get those. I didn't take the time really to get the AGC, but the AGC is going to just basically make it quieter or louder. You know, it's not a noise reduction system, even though if the signal's strong enough, you can crank it up, and you know, you can close it down. And you know, pretty much you won't hear the noise. Of course, with a 2030 over signal, you're not going to hear any noise when they're keyed up anyways. So, yeah, so I mean, it's really a judgment call. You know, I guess it comes down to which one you prefer to listen to. I can tell you, I was just talking to Glenn. You can get an Anan for like $2,800. For another $400, would it worth having one additional ADAC or whatever they're called in the rig so you can run diversity? Hell yeah. For $400, I can tell you, if you can get a 7,000 for 2,800, and these experts are running what, 2,300 now, 2,400. They raised the price right after I bought mine, $200. I'm kind of pissed because I figured they had dual ADACs. They don't. So the Anan, bang for the buck. Oh yeah. Ease of operating. Hell yeah. One issue with the Anan I can tell you, this is all user experience. Much easier to get up and running and configure. Walk in the park, an Anan is. However, the Anans have 2 different protocols. I know my 200. Now remember, the 200 is an old radio. All right, I'm just assuming that the 7000 is far superior to the 200. It's a whole different board. It's a different animal. That's my assumption. I don't know that for a fact. So, anyways, I try to stick to what I know as being fact and what I've experienced. So, the Anan, regarding the firmware, I can tell you, like, support for the 200, because this is an older rig. I put Protocol 2 in and tried to run Thetis, and I got the blue screen of death. And if you talk to a lot of guys running Anans, even the new Anans, they're actually running Protocol 1 because Protocol 2 sucks. You talk to some guys, they run Thetis and they don't have an issue with it. Basically, the only thing you're getting with Thetis is if you're a CW operator, they have some features that they improved on the Protocol 2 firmware in Thetis, and which I don't care about that. And the only other thing I was looking for was the increased bandwidth displayed on the pan adapter. Because if you notice, let me get over here. You notice this, let me show this to you. So this is the Anan. This is HP SDR. What is it? 3.4.9. And the last time this software was updated was in 2018. Good Lord, it's 3 freaking years old. So the problem with here's the issue with the Anan is that they just don't do enough with the software. It's open source. So you're relying on some really nice guys to kind of provide the interface to the computer. And this is severely aged. But the problem is Thetis doesn't work for everybody. It didn't work for me. I'll never run that crap again. I've never gotten the blue screen of death on this computer on anything, and I worked the living daylights out of it. And that thing totally wrecked my computer. So, yeah. I ain't putting that back in. So I'm stuck with the old thing. And they're never going to, I don't think they'll ever update it. So you're kind of stuck. Now, does it need to be updated? No, it really doesn't. I don't even know what they'd improve on it, to be honest with you. So there you go. I mean, whatever. Take it for what it's worth. So my final point is, right? Just my thoughts. I'm just sharing some thoughts. And I could be and I admit it, I could be off the freaking wall. Let me get back to, hey, Andy. I could be off the wall with this. And I'm not attacking, just, guys, chill out, relax. I'm not attacking anyone. I don't care what radio anybody runs. And the only thing I care about is what rig I run. But information is power, so I figured I'd throw this stuff at you guys. There's something to be said for a $300, $200 and something dongle. You can get one even cheaper now. You can run an ASPI. I didn't even show you the ASPI. The ASPI is actually even quieter than the RSP Duo. Oh yeah, you can talk to Glenn. Contact Glenn. He'll tell you. He's got I can't remember which one it is. It's got built-in, I guess, some kind of built-in noise reduction stuff. And I thought it ran on the software. It doesn't. It's built into the dongle. It's freaking killer, That's even quieter than the RSP Duo. So, you can get those for like $160, $165. So you got, a traditional super hat sitting here. And you want a front end like what you saw with this. And you got like a high noise issue, and that freaking thing, the noise isn't even showing up on the pan adapter. You can't even hear it. It's nothing but a fine hiss, And I'm like, $160, go out and get yourself whatever rig you want to buy. You can get a, what are 7300s, like $1,000? I don't even know what they are now. Maybe a 590 or whatever. Get yourself just a decent rig. And you can have a great front end for $160. And you're asking me, well, what the heck is the point? Why did you go out and buy an Anan or an Expert SDR2DX? To be honest with you, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I do know. I don't know. The only reason that you would ever need, after seeing that, this is why I presented this to you, because this makes me think too. The only reason, and I don't care what anybody says about interfaceability. I've had people tell me, the Expert's really easy. Really, it's not easy. It's a cluster F to get that interfaced to other stuff. If you're not familiar, it's using something that most ham radio operators don't even know what the hell it is. You have to download like third-party software and it's like rocket science to me. I've always used like OmniRig, and everything just works, and I can get it running literally in a snap of a finger. I don't have to learn anything. Experts not like that. It's a freaking nightmare for me. That I'm talking just me personally. I'm like, this should be easier in this day and age. This technology, I understand the power of it, but I'm like, I don't need that crap. I don't even want that crap. It's worthless. It doesn't do anything for me. So, I'm like, what's the advantage to go into like an Anan or any full-blown SDR transceiver? The ability to run wide. You can run as wide as you want. They're great on AM. Killer rigs on AM. Great audio. But I can tell you, would I ever run the expert contesting? I'm about 99.99 after last night at the Michigan QSO party. 99.99% sure, no, I never would use this for contesting. So I feel like I kind of screwed up. The 7300 with twin PBTs running Ham Radio Deluxe underneath a visual control surface pan adapter, just running off the 73, listening to the 7300 front end and using twin PBTs, 2 sliders right there. You can either use an IF shift, you just click on it and drag it, or you just move inside or outside passbands. You want to zero it, right click and hit center. You don't have to go into the software, and you don't have to fuss with all these freaking notch filters and do all this crap. You know what I'm saying? The problem with the SDR stuff is it doesn't have that capability. Don't underestimate a 7300. If you learn how to run it, they're incredibly effective transceivers in a very crowded band. You just got to spend some time with it and learn how to run it. RF gain at 100% is a no-no on a 7300. You don't need that, and that hurts you more than it helps you. So there's certain tips and tricks. So I'm getting kind of sidetracked, but why would I? I'm like, dude, you're so stupid. But see, I like the ability to run at 4 kilohertz or 6 kilohertz or whatever. It's kind of cool. It's nice. Or if I ever wanted to do AM work, it's great. Do I need 2 sitting here? Absolutely not. If I were going to sell one, which one would I sell? Probably the expert. I hate to say it. It's only got 1 ADAC. I can't run diversity on it. It's exponentially more complicated to get going. And I'll end it with this. The Anan, I am 100% confident I could have this up and running, and probably after the software is installed, if something happened in the computer and the computer went down and I had to redo the operating system or something catastrophic happened, I could have the Anan up and running in under, 60 seconds. Once the software is installed, look for the radio, boom, there it is, connect, and it's there forever. That's all it is to it. It's stupid. You don't have to jerk around with plugging cables in and out like with, it's like, I'm like, oh my God. So if you just look at, bang for the buck and what you're getting, yeah, I think the expert is a far superior front end to this old 200, but man, I don't know. I think the audio is really good on TX. I think it's pretty good. Is it as good as the Anan? I don't know yet. I don't know. So there you have it, man. That's all I got. And that could change. That could change, and there's probably a little user error in there. But when someone tells you, they say, "Oh, well, you can do that with let's say the Anan. Just apply add some multiple notch filters in there. When you're trying to work, it probably works, and it probably works great, but God, it's so freaking easy. I can reach over on this radio and I can spin one of these knobs, and the QRM will I can wipe that out in a snap of a finger without even touching the freaking computer or the mouse. And if I want to go back to 0, I just press and hold the button. It re-zeros the twin PBTs, and you're back to normal again. You don't have to go in and fuss with applying notch filters and doing all this stuff. There's just some things that for me, and it's all about the user experience. I like fast, I like easy, anything that enhances the operating experience, that's what I'm all about. So I know that was a freaking soapbox and a big diatribe, and I really didn't want to do that. But, and you know what they say about opinions? Opinions are like a-holes, and they all stink like a toilet bowl. And I'm going to end with this. There's no such thing as an unbiased opinion. That is an oxymoron. You ever hear someone say that? Think about that. If someone gives you their opinion, there's always a bias there. There's no such thing as an unbiased opinion, because that's how you develop an opinion, is through bias. So there you go. I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's fascinating. So I'll blast through the chat here and see if there's any questions. I probably won't be able to answer them, but we'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And I have a really cool stream coming for you guys. I'm in the process. I can't do it tonight. It's going to come in the next 2 or 3 days. It's all about Elmering and teaching styles. We've been talking about it on the ZELLO channel. And my wife is... we joked about it on ZELLO. I would love to get her on the stream. She trained for 27 years setting up like HR departments in some of the biggest companies in the world. She'd go in, set up HR departments, and she'd basically train people on how to train. And she's a master class. I mean, this girl is smarter than... She reads people like nobody I've ever seen, man. One word out of their mouth, she knows where they're coming from. Me, I'm polar opposite. I'm a jackass. But that's why we get along, is because we're polar opposites. And I tried to get her to come on a stream, and she could present it because she knows so much more about this stuff than I do. But there's going to be a cool stream coming. This is really interesting. The only thing I will say is all of us can mentor, can Elmer someone. All of us come into the hobby with certain traits, certain skill sets that are inherent to our personalities and inherent to just who we are. They're who we are. There's a difference between knowing something and being able to teach it. And this is what we're going to go over. And it helped me understand a little bit about the reason why I am the way I am. I've had people say, "You're such a good teacher." I never thought I was a good teacher. I taught in a boarding school, digital imaging and photography. And it was the most rewarding experience I've ever had in my entire life. I saw these kids do amazing things, not because of me, but there was something there that, and I was a hard ass. I'd say to them, see this? See this? If you do what you're supposed to do, I will continue to expand your boundaries, and you'll be able to do a lot more. But if you mess with me, one call on this HT and the coaches will be down to restrain you. Don't push it. And you get one, this is your only warning you get. And that's how I rolled, man. That's the way it was. And everything was great. Got along great. And, but my wife, she said this to me, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months ago, 9 months ago. She said, she hears me on the radio or something. She's like, "You're such a good teacher." And I'm like, I just never saw myself like that at all. And so she yesterday presented me with something. She said, "Let me help you understand." And I thought, oh gosh, I gotta present this on a stream to people, so it will help people. And I have a lot to learn too, so this has taught me a lot as well. But it will help us be able to help others, and that's the catch. I really do believe it's every single one of our responsibility to help others, to give back. It doesn't have to be me. You don't have to be an electronic genius. Kudos to you if you are. But see, there's a difference between someone who's a genius and someone who can actually teach someone. It's a skill set that is It's tough. It's tough. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And everything I present is going to be done that way from here on out. I'm going to have everything figured out before I present it. So there you go. All right, guys, we'll see you later. That one's going to be exciting, I think. It's going to be really fascinating. And most people, I don't think, are privy to that. So let me run through the chat really quick. I'll do a quick scan. And busy in here. Good Lord, you guys, you're tearing it up. Calgary. That's where you're... Oh, Calgary, man. Awesome. Flew into Calgary. This was back in the 80s. I've been to Banff National Park twice. My favorite place on earth. I love that place. Absolutely majestic. Okay, Paul, let's see, I got you. Okay, I answered that question. I went too far back. Okay, here we go. What is my favorite SDR? Man, I can't really answer. It's so difficult. I like aspects of both. I haven't had a lot of radios, you guys, so I'm no authority. Just remember this, I'm not an authority. So I can tell you what I've experienced with what I have. So it's I've got an Anan, an older Anan, and running the same software that the guys are running on the new Anans. So take that for what it's worth. Hardware's different. Software is the same. So, boy, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. Hands down, the best front end I have ever used, ever heard, out of all the radios I've had, is the Expert. I can't tell you about TX Audio because I really don't know yet. I know it's very good. I don't know if it beats the Anan, if it's worse than the Anan, if it's equal. I have no idea. So, if you were to ask me which one would I part with right now, man, I don't know. I talked to my wife about it. She says, you need to give it a couple months. Give it a couple months and make, if you're going to make a decision like that, you can't do it as a knee-jerk reaction. You know what I mean? I'm not frustrated with the Expert at all. I'm just baffled by it. I'm a little baffled by it. I guess I just don't get it. I don't get why it needs to be that complicated. I do understand that it doesn't run on a DHCP protocol through a LAN connection. It's different. You have to assign it an IP address. I get that. I get that. But see, you have to be, if you go to set this up and you know nothing about IT, you are screwed. I'm just warning you, you're screwed. You need to know a little bit about IT to get that going. The Anan, no. Just follow the directions. You literally plug the cat cable in, load the software, plug it in, turn it on, look for the radio. If it's plugged into the network, it'll see it. Boom. There it is. That's how stupid it is. So it's like installing a USB cable driver. That's how dumb it is. So simple in that aspect. So yeah, there's some things with both radios. I just don't know. I can tell you, having dual ADACs, here's what I believe. You're better to have it, not need it, than to need it and not have it. And for $400, think hard about that. Think about that. Noise comes and goes. I can tell you diversity is insane how it works. I can tell you that the diversity on the RSP Duo is far superior than the Anan. way over the top. The algorithms, whatever they're using in the Anan, suck compared to the RSP Duo. That I can tell you is a fact. I'll demo that at some point. I'll put those up side by side. When you see it, you'll be like, holy crap. Yeah. Don't underestimate that Duo. That thing is freaking killer for what it does. Let's see. And I'm not praising SDR Play. I don't care. I'm not selling their products. I'm not selling any. I don't even want to be contacted by these people. Leave me alone. I'm just telling you what I found out. But I am pretty shocked, man, that you can get a front end like that that'll do that with dual ADACs, dual receivers, and a dongle for like $200-something bucks. Think about that. It's pretty sick. And that are that quiet and that good. Anyways, let's see. I have a Duo. Does not put in service. Yeah, John. Yeah, the receive on that Sun, I'm telling you, dude, it is freaking good. Right when it lit up, and I finally got it running after ripping my freaking hair out for hours. Yeah. I was shocked. Completely shocked. It tears your face off, that thing. Freaking wicked. Go back through this video after it renders, and you can choose your skip points on the YouTube video and just put your cursor there and kind of watch and just click back and forth really quick to listen to the two. I think I haven't done that yet, but I have a feeling when I do, I'll be like, good Lord, that expert is freaking OTT as far as receive. Thing's killer. All right. Screw the hate mail. Yeah, I don't care, man. Whatever. I am not a people pleaser. I don't give a flying crap. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. That's how I roll. It does make me think how fast the SDR scene is moving. It's wiser. Get, say, a 7300 with IF out and keep up to... Yoki... I talk about this all the time. Here's the main difference, okay? This is a part that can be frustrating because I do this with the 7300. These SDR transceivers, this is a very important point I need to share because I've lived it, I've done it, I've experienced it, and it drives me freaking bonkers at times. The 7300, along with a dongle, is a very powerful tool with the right SDR receiver plugged into it. It's incredible. Every bit as good. Every bit as good as any of these radios outside of like maybe the expert. I can tell you that as much as I hate ASPI and their customer service, which doesn't exist, they're dirtbags in my. That's the one thing I will say. What they did to me was unspeakable considering the amount of money I spent. All I wanted to do was return it. And it still doesn't work to this day. I can't get it to work. It's a piece of trash. There's something wrong with it. And I'm not sending it back to them because they'll charge me to fix it. And it was brand new out of the box. Scumbags. So just beware. Just pray that you get a good one. I have a couple HF Pluses here, and the HF Plus paired with a 7300 is a very lethal combination for a front end. It is the quietest, it's quieter than the expert. It's not quite as good, but it's got that built-in noise reduction algorithms that are like, it's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen. So that paired with the 7300, if you look at the cost, right? That's my point. If you look at the cost, you're talking what? $1,000 for, you're talking like $1,160 for a killer front end. RX 7300 is like what, $40? So there's $1,200. You can get a killer rig and set yourself up with whatever dongle, decent dongle. There's a Hack RF, which is superb. I've never had one, but I have a friend that has one, and they're killer. I think they're better than the AirSpy, but they're significantly more expensive. So, yeah, $1,200. I mean, you got a killer setup, man. You got a front end that will rival any of these full-blown... I don't care what anybody says, man. I've done it. I have SDR, full-blown SDR rigs. They rival any of these rigs. Absolutely. Same type of software. You got the same control. Same thing. The only issue you'll find is that it tends to be quirky. Whereas an SDR radio with these devices, with the front end, the RF deck, and the PA all built into the rig, and they're designed to transmit as well, it's seamless. And the way they operate, there's no lag. You're not waiting for COM ports to communicate between the rig and, let's say, SDR console, where you'll get a kerchunk every once in a while. You'll notice, like the Expert and the Apache, when I hit the PTT, it's boom. It's just like a traditional radio. It does, once you start adding things onto these superhets and other rigs like SDR dongles, you will find that it acts weird sometimes. That's something you'll have to get used to. Can you live with that? That's only something you can answer for yourself. Is it worth spending $2,000 to $3,000 on a rig just so you can transmit 4 kilohertz wide? That's all you're doing, man. That's all you're doing. If you want the down and dirty on it, that's what you're paying for. You're paying like $2,000 for a PA that'll transmit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 kilohertz wide. Is it important to you? Only you can answer that. There you go. That's what it boils down to. You want a good all-around rig? Get yourself a decent radio. Stick a dongle on it. You got all the power of SDR technology at your fingertips, click of a mouse. You got a killer front end. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to use it. I don't even use it when I'm not using, the only thing I'm going to use contesting is 7300. And I'm only using a pan adapter as a visual reference to navigate the band. I don't monitor through it or anything. I'm just not going to do it because that's what I mean. It's quirky. So, and it's just so much easier to control it. It's quick. It's quick and it's effective. Hell of a rig for $1,000 if you think about it. Discovery, that's it, Glenn. Let's see. John, RF gain. That's why I said that before. RF gain is your friend. Anybody who runs the RF gain wide open on a 7300 doesn't know how to run a 7300. You pull the RF gain down, and then you use the twin PBTs, sometimes a noise reduction. Good God. Fantastic. Okay. Sheeran. Blitzen? Hey, man, good to see you. Glit. There you go. M0HPF. Good to see you in here. Keep an eye on your email. Going to send you some questions. Oh, good Lord. You're good. Don't hurt me, Michael. Okay, KB2 UK. Yuka. How you doing, man? Douglas. You got to run the Anan and Expert in series together. Figure out how to run the Anan and Expert in series together. Yeah, okay. Yes, info is power. This is why I share this stuff with you guys. I always say mileage may vary. It's not for everybody. Some people may like it. Some people may hate it. But I try to give you as much information as I possibly can of what I've actually experienced. This is not hearsay. So we'll see you guys later. 7-3. God, I can't wait to get upstairs and go to bed. Have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. This is supposed to be down and dirty and quick, but there's so much interest, and I've been inundated with correspondence since I got the Expert. I figured, you know what? Let's just do it. Oh, the one other thing I was going to say was the Expert. You look at the Expert interface. It's so modern. It's so nice, and then you look at this. This is the Anan. With the superhero background, I actually like this better. This makes it. Is that freaking cool or what? I mean, I feel like a freaking superhero. This is the best I've felt in a long time, as tired as I am. So I need to put my face in here on one of these guys. See if I can modify the image and put my face in here. I don't know who I'd be, though. Probably Flash, because I like to flash people. So, whatever. Yeah, you see how this is kind of like DOS looking? It's kind of like, you know. But everything's there. The PAN adapter is encircled with all of the important things that you need to run the radio. Profiles, right there. All your profiles for transmit. Receive bandwidth, pre-programmed. Width slider, so you can drag this slider in and out. You can also do it numerically. Oftentimes, instead of fishing, I found with the Anan, this is just a little tip for the Anan people if you're thinking about getting one. This is your passband, right? So if I take, I don't know if this will work. Yes, it will work. So let's say you got a signal in here, right? And it's transmitting in here. A lot of times I'll literally go down here. I'll just highlight that and put enter. And now it's listening at 8 kilohertz wide. Instead of dragging it and trying to line it up and stuff, sometimes I had to fish for it just now, but sometimes that's actually quicker. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there you go. Rest of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory on the Anan. But it kind of struck me when I first launched the software. I thought, oh gosh, look at this. This is kind of ugly looking, but hey, Wonder Woman right there? Heck yeah, man. See, that makes it, doesn't it? She's hot. Anyways, see y'all later. Have a good one. K1GMM going sideways upstairs.